Have you ever checked the time on your phone only to realize you've spent 38 minutes scrolling? Have you ever opened TikTok for one quick break and suddenly it's 2 a.m.? You're not alone. And it's not your fault. Your brain is simply responding to a machine engineered to hijack it. Today, we're taking a deep dive into what actually happens to your brain when you spend too much time on your phone. From your dopamine system to your sleep, your memory, your focus, your emotional regulation, and even your sense of self. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you may never look at your phone the same way again. The dopamine loop. Let's begin with the core of the problem. Dopamine, your brain's motivation and reward molecule. Your phone offers something dopamine loves: unpredictable rewards. New notification, a message, a like, a funny video, a shocking headline. Each time you might get something rewarding, your brain releases dopamine in anticipation. This is the same mechanism casinos use. It's called a variable reward schedule, and it is the most addictive reward system ever discovered. Story moment. Imagine Sarah. She's bored at work, reaches for her phone. Most of the time, nothing interesting happens, but once in a while, a DM from someone she likes, a shocking news headline, a funny meme, a viral video. Sarah's brain learns, scrolling might reward me, so keep going. Nothing on her phone is guaranteed, and that's exactly why she can't stop. Result: her dopamine baseline drops. She becomes less motivated, more restless, easily bored, and real-world tasks feel dull. Because compared to the phone's fireworks, the real world moves too slowly. Your attention span shrinks. Your brain is constantly adapting. If you train it to expect rapid stimulation, it will begin to reject slow tasks. Reading, too slow. Studying, too boring. Conversations, your brain drifts. This isn't a lack of discipline. It's neuroplasticity. Your brain rewires itself to match the pace of your digital environment. Mini story: meet Daniel. He used to read novels for hours. Now he reads one paragraph. Then his hand twitches toward his phone. Not because he's weak, but because his brain has adapted to 5-second dopamine hits. The more time he spends on his phone, the harder it becomes to focus on anything else. Memory fragmentation. Phones give us information faster than we can process it. You scroll through the jokes, tragedies, news, ads, sound effects, bright colors, fast cuts. Your short-term memory system becomes flooded. It can't consolidate information deeply. This creates fragmented memory. You absorb a little, but retain almost nothing. This is why people feel, I saw so much today, but remember nothing. Story. Emily spends 3 hours on Instagram Reels. By the end, she feels exhausted, yet empty. She consumed hundreds of pieces of content, but none of them stayed long enough to enrich her brain. Her phone kept her busy without giving her anything meaningful. Social comparison and self-worth. Inside your brain, a small region called the amygdala tracks social value. It reacts strongly to beauty, wealth, status, social approval. Social media amplifies all of these and delivers them in edited, unrealistic form. Your brain thinks, this is real. Everyone is doing better than me. So your self-worth declines, even if you logically know it's fake. Mini story. A teenager, Michael, scrolls through fitness influencers. Perfect abs, perfect lighting, perfect angles. He looks at himself in the mirror and suddenly feels smaller. His brain absorbs a lie. You are not enough. The more time he spends online, the worse he feels offline. Anxiety and overstimulation. Your phone puts your brain in constant alert mode. Every notification is a micro stressor. Every news alert activates your amygdala. Every DM triggers social evaluation. This leads to racing thoughts, difficulty relaxing, sensory overload, irritability, hyper-awareness. Story. Lena checks her phone every 3 minutes, not because she wants to, but because her anxiety doesn't let her stop. She's waiting, anticipating, restless. Her brain has learned something might be happening right now. Check again. This is not convenience, it's conditioning, sleep, disruption. Phones emit strong blue light, which suppresses melatonin production. Melatonin is your brain's night signal. Without it, falling asleep becomes harder. Sleep quality drops. Dream cycles are disturbed. And when your sleep suffers, so does your mood, memory, metabolism, and focus. Mini story. At 1 a.m., Jason watches just one more TikTok. His brain stays in high alert. He puts down the phone, closes his eyes, but his mind keeps spinning. He falls asleep late, wakes up tired, and reaches for his phone again. Because tiredness lowers self-control. The cycle continues. Loss of real-world pleasure. When the brain becomes overstimulated by high-intensity digital content, real life feels muted. A walk feels boring. A conversation feels slow. Work feels overwhelming. Relationships feel less rewarding. Your pleasure baseline drops. Your motivation drops. Your ability to enjoy simple things disappears. This is called dopamine desensitization. Your brain stops responding to normal life. Story: a young woman, Aisha, sits in a park. Birds, wind, sunlight. But nothing feels engaging. She reaches for her phone and suddenly her brain lights up again. Her phone has become her primary source of stimulation. Everything else feels secondary. The path back to a healthy brain. The good news: your brain can heal. It just needs space. Here's what science shows helps. 1. Dopamine fasting. Even 4 to 6 hours phone-free can reset your dopamine receptors. 2. 30-minute walk daily. Walking boosts creativity and reduces digital overstimulation. 3. Sleep. First, screens later. 90 minutes of no screens before bed restores melatonin. 4. Slow content diet. Replace fast cuts with long-form podcasts, audiobooks, or documentaries. 5. No phone mornings. For the first 30 minutes of your day, protect your mind from stimulation. 6. Single tasking. Do one task at a time to rebuild your attention span. Your phone is not the enemy, but it is a tool powerful enough to reshape your brain. When you understand what it does to you, you gain the power to control it, instead of letting it control you. If you found this video helpful, subscribe to the Wellness Lab for more science-based stories that transform your mind, body, and life. And remember, your brain becomes what it repeatedly experiences. Choose wisely.